The car is loaded down. I got the bike and the cart on the rack in the back, and then all my camera gear up here and snacks. But heading to Cody's house and gonna head out in the morning.
It's only fitting that I'm playing the video
From last year, hey.
well, we got a Kansas deer from last year, so hopefully we got some good luck going on.
And Marcus, I'll send you a chat with him.
Alright, we should have stopped while we were ahead. Well. Alright, we're gonna finish getting everything in the truck. Oh my gosh. And then get some good rest and head out in the morning. Okay, so we just crossed over the Missouri line. If you can't tell, it's getting pretty dark. It's already 5 o'clock. You know what that means? It means it's rut season, and that's what we like. Rut season is when it gets dark early. So we got to go by Bass Pro. I'm not a big fan of Bass Pro, but I got a $50 gift card to find my wallet. So we're going, and we're gonna buy something. All right, guys, we just woke up. What is it? 4:45.
Yeah.
Supposed to leave by 5. But it's pouring down rain at the moment, so it might take us a minute because we don't want to get wet. But heading out of the bachelor pad here, heading to the second bachelor pad, which is the hotel we'll be in for the week. But we're gonna do some scouting this morning once we get up there.
I definitely could be sleeping in right now. With that rain outside, I was sleeping like a baby.
What was that, some morning sweet tea?
Yeah.
And it is pouring down rain this morning. We were not expecting that, but about freaking soaking wet trying to get the crap loaded in the car from Marcus's house this morning. But finally heading out. This rain should be stopped where we're heading by now. We're just getting through it, so shouldn't be too shabby. Well, we just crossed over to Kansas. Finally made it. We got a little bit further for our unit, but we're almost there. Will and Marcus had to stop and go to the gas station again back there, so now we're on 2 separate freaking roads heading there because they didn't follow the same GPS as we did, so I guess we'll just see them when we get there. But we're almost there, not too much further. We just pulled up to the spot where I killed the buck last year. Probably walk down and go in these draw woods and see what it's looking like. But last year there was a bunch of sign when I went in there looking for the deer, so hopefully there's a bunch of sign this year. Fresh sign. Peeing into the wind?
No, got a crosswind.
I've seen some good rubs and scrapes in here last year once you get down in the little valley or creek bed. And like a couple of these trees would be perfect to hang in. Y'all, this freaking road, it's been raining up here for weeks, I guess, dude. This road is terrible. And we're covered in mud. We've not made it out of here. And now Will's way down there stuck. Here we go.
You turn it the opposite way you go. I'll keep up this.
Don't rear end us.
Do what? What'd you say? Oh yeah, it's slick right there. Oh my god. They probably were on. They kept looking at us. And I kept thinking like either we're not supposed to be here or they know that something bad's happening.
Tell me post this video on Marketplace when he goes to sell the truck. Did a lot of scouting today. A lot of looking. What do we see, like 4 deer total?
Yeah.
One small, decent 6-point. Super windy, super windy. We're gonna pretty much scout again tomorrow until we see something we want to actually pursue. But a lot of land to cover tomorrow, I think. Yeah, now we're just doing some grilling. Got burgers on the grill. Marcus brought the Blackstone, so that's nice. That's gonna come in handy. Got a lot of sandwich meat for lunches.
Mm-hmm.
We're just bachelor padding it up out here.
Oh, I don't know. It feels good outside. It's like 40 degrees, so it's not freezing. It's not too warm. But the wind is not blowing 30 miles an hour, so we shouldn't fall out of a tree this morning, so that'll be a plus.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But I don't think any of us are really sure where we're going to hunt this morning. I think we're just kind of going to, I don't know. I think I'm going to set up in a tree just to see if I can see anything. I'm going to sit somewhere where I can see a lot of ground and then probably just bounce around, which I think is kind of what y'all are doing too.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Matt.
Oh my gosh.
I just had two does right underneath my stand. And I was sitting there watching them. And I was fixing to get ready, but I didn't want to bump those does because they were right underneath my stand. And behind me, I heard grunting. And I heard grunting, and I turned around and looked. And I'm talking the biggest deer I've probably ever seen in my life. Ran by me at probably 40, 50 yards. I didn't even have time to worry about before he took off out of here. But I couldn't get him to stop. I grunted at him. He didn't even care. He's throwing everything at him.
Alright guys, first morning actually being up here like pretty much all day. Me and Will are currently driving around in the 4Runner, seen a doe and a coyote. I know Marcus text said he's seen a good buck over where he's hunting, and then Cody is glassing his area right now. I don't think he's seen anything just yet, but we're gonna keep driving around just for a little bit and then probably go spread out and sit in some of these draws. These roads are pretty rough. But it's pretty cold this morning. And what's temperature right now? About 40?
Yeah, I think so.
40, 45. Okay, so day two of actually hunting. Really didn't go like, what we were hoping for. Didn't see just a ton of action. We all hunted that morning on a piece of property that Marcus had seen that buck on the day before. Probably like 800 acres or so. And I know Marcus was pretty far in the north left corner of it, and I was south right corner, and then Will was kind of in between all of us. He was ground hunting, I think, that morning. After we got done hunting that morning, probably about 10:30, me and Will walked off the property and went and shot our bows, got a little lunch, and then we met Marcus over at a piece of property that you have to check into, and you don't get it if, you know, other people already checked into it. So we're on that property, we went and scouted out, and that's where me and Will ended up hunting that evening. Didn't really see anything there, a lot of sign, but didn't really see anything. I saw a small buck walking out right at dark, about 50 yards from me, and that's the only thing I seen other than a few doe 2 or 3 fields away. Then we jump over to day 3, and that's when we got some action starting. We actually started seeing some bucks, running, chasing doe, stuff like that, and it got pretty interesting. I'll kind of cut over to that here in a second, but we seen 2 bucks run across this field, tried to get permission because there was no public around it. Couldn't get permission, couldn't even get anybody to answer the door. I even seen the guy in the house and he just kind of like disappeared. Anyway, we ended up seeing this other buck chasing a doe in another field, and I went and talked to the lady because I had talked to her last year, and so I went and talked to her and she actually gave us permission. So we sat there and watched this buck in this field, just a wide open field, for 45 minutes. Didn't know what we were going to do. So we finally decided to do this, so I'll show you that now. Alright, so I'm going to crawl over here, grab our bow, or grab my bow, crawl up these hay bales, and Will's going to attempt, I guess, to try to go around and come up the other side of them. See what we can do, but right now it's just kind of a wait game. But we're tired of waiting, so we're gonna try something. So I'll see you in a second. I'm on the ground. I'm about to crawl up here, see what we can do. I'm about 150 yards from now. Will drove down the road trying to get him to look that way, but they can't see him. And the other deer that was chasing him too, probably a buck, is bedded on the other side of the hill, so Will can't come up that way. I'm gonna try to ease this next set of hay bales, but as of right now, she can, if she wanted to, she could spot me. I'm still kind of hidden from him, so we'll see. Alright, I'm 100 yards from these deer right now. I can barely see the tops of their heads. His antlers, her ears, over the top of the hill. There's a little, like a little draw valley, little bitty, to the right of me, about 10 yards. If I can belly crawl over that, I can get to the road, which is probably 44 yards from where they're sitting. So my plan is get in that draw, belly crawl to the road, knock an arrow, draw back and stand up and hope they just stand straight up and give me a shot. So I'm going to be recording on the GoPro once I get up there for that. Alright guys, so that was a crazy day. Finally seeing a lot of action, a lot of rut action for sure. The spot we sat on this evening, got permission. I actually talked to this lady last year and didn't get permission last year. I was trying to get permission on another land, which she gave me the number, and didn't get that permission. But this year, she gave it to us, and we went out there and tried to chase that deer. Didn't go as planned, but got pretty dang close. But we ended up going and sitting in some bottoms this evening on our property, and seen a lot of deer, some good deer too. So we went back and talked to her this evening, told her how much we appreciated it, and she gave us permission for the next few days while we're here. So that's where we'll be hunting. I think it's a pretty good spot for sure, where they're moving through, chasing doe, and just feeding out there. So we got a good chance. We got a good chance for both of us, for sure, to get on them. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, leading into day 4, Marcus had to go. He had to go back to work for a day or two, I can't remember, so he's gone these next 2 days. Me and Will are still on the prowl for a freaking buck on public. We do have that permission land that we got, so we went back and talked to her that evening, like I said, and she was like, yeah, go ahead and hunt down the bottoms, you know, for the next couple of days, whatever. So we hunted that morning and had a pretty close encounter with a decent buck, probably 2.5-year-old deer. We didn't really want to shoot it, but at this point in our hunt, being day 4, we only were going to be there for 7, we're like, shoot, I'm going to shoot this deer. Like, it was a nice deer. So fumbling around, we weren't expecting what happened to happen, and it just like grunted and rattled, and it come running over the hill at us. By the time I got my bow up and everything and kind of got it all set up, it's 60, 65 yards from me and seen me. So it stopped, kind of didn't know what we were, didn't spook it too bad, went down the bottoms down beside us, come up and around the back side of us, and by the time I ranged it, it's at 54 yards, I'm like, alright, I'm going to shoot it. So full draw, and I'm like, you know, hit it, like trying to get it to stop, and it stops right behind the freaking trees, and like just no shot, like no clean shot. I didn't want to make a bad shot and wound it or not get a, you know, kill shot at all. So yeah, so we sat there that morning, seen that buck, no luck, couldn't get a shot off, and we decided about 11 o'clock we're gonna go drive around the property, see if we see anything moving. And that's when we seen a big 8-point. Can't really see it in the video, it's kind of blurry, but we seen a nice size 8-point. He was on somebody else's property, crossing over to this permission property we had. And so me and Will pulled up to the line and walked down on the fence line in the cedars and started like just grunting and rattling. And like out of nowhere, like 20, 25 turkey come up on us. I'm talking like right up on us. One of them got 5 yards from me. Had no idea. I mean, knew we were there. I guess just didn't care. I don't know. But didn't see that deer again. And I went back to get my bag because we're going to go ahead and head down into the bottoms and hunt that whole afternoon there. And when I went to grab my bag, I turned around and there's a deer about 100 yards from Will. He can't see it. I'm like trying to let him know. But we ended up hunting the rest of that evening out there. Didn't see anything. We seen one buck chasing a doe far away on another field, like on a hilltop. Okay, leading in the last like 2 days of the hunt, didn't really have as much action as we were having there. Marcus had a really close call, and that's what I'll end the video off with. Me and Will ended up going back to this other piece of property that we had walked, shoot, freaking a mile, 2 miles a couple days before. Seen a lot of sign, but just were torn between 2 different spots. Ended up not hunting it, so we decided to hunt that the last 2 days that we were there. And like I said, a lot of sign on the property. Ended up seeing a nice buck. The first evening we hunted it, we walked in and Will seen a doe and 3 bucks chasing. I never really got them on camera or anything, barely even seen them. But we seen this nice buck, or I seen this nice buck come in about 300 yards from me, grunt and rattle, couldn't get him to do anything. He just walked down in the cedar thicket, I guess bedded up there for the night. So we go in the next morning, hunt there again, Same thing, don't see anything all morning. The moon was extremely bright these last 2, if not 3 nights of our hunt, so they were moving a lot at night. But I ended up finding a pretty good spot I really liked. A lot of tracks, trails right through there, rubs, scrapes, everything. Really thought I'd see something, just never did. But ending with that, I'll put it back on to Marcus's hunt that last evening that we were there. Almost took one home, but ended up having some mishaps, and ended up being a smaller deer than he was expecting too. But it was still a pretty cool video. So
Headed back in to that same spot I was at this morning, yesterday afternoon, sitting on the ground. It's a real good little, I mean, I guess you'd call it a pinch point, but it's just, there's a good crossing along this drainage, and there's only one place they can cross right there, and they're going under the fence. Like I said, it's not 10 yards off the road, but that's where they're at. There's tracks everywhere out there, and that's exactly where those does came from, and that's where I saw that buck this morning. He was along the same tree line over on the private side. So we'll sit here this afternoon. It's about 2:30 right now. Rain just moved out. Wind's supposed to chill out, and it's actually going to switch tonight and in the morning. So I think it'll be a good afternoon. I'm not being picky again this afternoon. If a doe walks out, a big doe, it's going to get smoked. So we're going to get after it, see what happens. You know what to do but to laugh at what just happened. I just had 2 bucks come in, sparring, 20 yards. One of them was a dang good buck. And my freaking bow, the freaking arrow came off of my wrist and got stuck, and I couldn't do anything about it. And they saw me and ran off. Came out of the daggum freaking drop away rest, came out of it. I don't even know what to do but to laugh at that. Oh God, that sucks. I swear I can't ever catch a daggum break deer hunting, dude. Have one right in range, perfect shot, and my arrow comes out of my wrist.
well, that's a wrap for the Kansas video. I hate that there wasn't a deer killed in that video. We hate it. I know it sucks for the video purposes too, for viewing, but still wanted to post a video and to show you guys what we've seen in Kansas, how it went for us. I know we talked to some people that were there the week before us that had, in our area, that had bad weather and stuff. My brother and a friend we have back home were in a southern part from where we were, and they had some pretty good luck later on in the week. But yeah, I think that full moon and just the hot days and super, super high winds and them already being kind of locked down kind of messed us up on our week that we were there. We might try to get back out there maybe early December or late December, just before it ends, for a couple days. I'm not too sure yet. I know Marcus, he's only about 5 hours from there, so he might go back up for a weekend or 2 here and there and try it out. But yeah, that's it. You guys get ready for some duck videos. Duck season starts this weekend, so good luck to all you hunters. This is like the second time in freaking history that I haven't been in the duck woods in Arkansas for opening morning. So sad opening weekend for me, but hope you guys get some, and I'll be there in the following weeks.